Welcome back to the Hometown Hustle, episode 9. Today we sit down with our own Misti King.
That's right. Misti King grew up in a troubled home and has dedicated her life to helping other troubled youth in this area. She's a major champion for kids in our county, and I can't wait for you to hear her amazing story.
Welcome to the Hometown Hustle, a podcast showcasing small business owners and leaders who are making an impact here in the Rogue Valley. Come join us as we go one-on-one with some of the most inspiring people that call Southern Oregon their home. Now, here's your hosts, Daniel Buffano and Michael O'Coin.
Welcome to the party, Misti King.
Thank you for inviting me to the party.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. You're a badass.
Well, thanks.
Well, thanks. Yeah. No, for those who don't know you, a little backstory. As far as I know you, I first met you at Greeters. You used to own Rebel Bricks, yep. And which is a badass toy store downtown, which unfortunately is no longer there. True. But in the time that I've known you, you've always just been very dedicated to the youth in this community and just giving back to them. And so that's why you're here. It's because you're one of the inspiring people.
Well,
so
thanks.
Yeah, I think you're rad. So there you have it.
Well, thanks.
That's it. It's a wrap, Michael.
Oh, right. Yep. Send it. Thanks, Danny.
Wrap it up, guys.
Yeah. So, no. So that's kind of a brief history, but for those who don't know you, why don't you give us a little backstory? Like, are you from Grants Pass? All that.
Am.
Start from the very wee beginning.
Gosh, how much of it do you want?
Well, I don't know. Just start going and we'll interject.
All right. So I was born and raised here.
Yep.
In the 80s, of course. So it was great. I grew up in Merlin. Mm-hmm. I say great. Okay, let me backtrack. So what a lot of people don't know about me is that I did not have a great childhood.
Okay.
So, my parents were very into drugs and partying.
Lovely.
Yeah. And so my sisters and I were abused, and I think that's why I have such a heart for the youth, because kids can't help their circumstances. They're just stuck and are a product of them. So youth sometimes need somebody to advocate for them. Mm-hmm. So being one of those youth who was raised here, it's fine, right? And I was bullied in school. I was not a good student. I was not a good student. And I didn't understand a lot of the work. So as an adult, I have started learning math and such, which seems silly because I ran a store for 6 years with the knowledge that I have. But definitely I'm growing from that. So I was born and raised here. I have only a couple friends that I grew up with. And honestly, I think the reason I had a mom who was not my biological mom. She was my friend's mom, and I pretty much lived there whenever I could. From middle school on, I was there all the time. And I still remember going over there one day, and she's like, "Okay, Misti, it's your turn for the dishes." And I looked at her, and I was like, "I'm a guest here." And she said, "You're not, though. You're here enough. You have chores." And I was like, "Dang it." And from that point on, I had chores over at their house. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my escape. My youngest sister, Jen. I have two sisters. I have two younger sisters. So I'm the oldest. And anyway, so they're great. And my youngest sister made friends with my friend's youngest sister. So the two of us were over there all the time. Yeah. And then my middle sister, she's very different from my sister, Jen, and I, and that's fine. But yeah. So
okay. Did you go to North Valley High School then?
I did. I went to Manzanita, Fleming, and North Valley.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. And then, so when did you graduate high school?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I dropped out my sophomore year and got my GED and started college.
Good for you.
2 years early.
Yeah?
Yeah.
RCC or?
Yeah, I went through RCC.
Yeah. And then what'd you do after that?
While I was in school, I got pregnant. I was 17 years old.
Terrific.
Yeah. And my first son passed away at birth, unfortunately.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I stayed with that guy who was abusive. I learned a lot in counseling, and that if you are used to abuse, you choose abuse.
Yeah. It's pretty common. Yeah.
It is. So I had another kid with that guy His name's Arthur.
Arthur.
Who is hilarious. I love Arthur so much.
I saw him the other day.
Did you?
Yep.
Looks like Jesus.
Looks like Jesus. Yeah, but Jesus pumping gas.
He is. With his dopey, fun attitude.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So I had my second son, and I just started working.
Yeah.
Yeah, started out at a cell phone store called Ramsell.
Oh, I remember Ramsell.
It was inside Walmart. That was me at the kiosk.
Yeah. Inside Walmart.
Inside Walmart. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Misty.
Yeah. I did inventory for years.
Yeah. When did you and Nick meet?
Nick and I met in 2005, and we met online.
Really?
The beginning stages of online.
Well,
The 05, that must have been like MySpace, right?
it was Yahoo Personals.
Yahoo Personals.
Which doesn't even exist anymore. And it was so funny because he's like, hey, well, I go to this church. I go to River Valley. And I was like, I go to River Valley. And he's like, well, I don't know if we've ever met. And this is all through like emails.
Uh-huh.
AIM Messenger. Yahoo AIM Messenger.
No, that wasn't
Remember
the
that?
thing.
That wasn't a thing yet?
We were
okay.
emailing.
Yeah.
So it was like days between messages. And I said, well, then you probably know me because I volunteer at the church coffee shop every Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's like, my parents volunteer at the coffee shop
Oh, great.
on Saturdays. And I was like, well, who are your parents?
Yeah.
He's like, the Kings. I was like, I know the Kings. I've worked with them before. We were just missing.
Each other.
We were going to different services. And so we met. We played Frisbee golf at the park. And he told me later, he said, I kind of wished I hadn't told you what I was driving in case you weren't very cute.
Oh.
I would have just driven by.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, that is so mean.
Smooth move, Nick.
Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, but then I pulled up and you were cute. And I was like, cute? And he's like, I mean, you were cute.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. And so you have 3 kids now?
We have 3 kids combined. So he had a son when we met. I had a son when we met. And we have one together. Titus.
Who's super cool. Really cool kid.
He is.
Nick's a really talented dude. For
is.
those who don't know, he also owns King Jewelers, where he does all of the jewelry design and custom stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not like a Jared or like something like that. It's all
No.
custom stuff, which is just pretty neat.
Yeah, handmade on site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really cool.
He's very cool.
Yeah. So I know your history, so I'm just going to probe at you with questions. So
Probe it.
yeah, so you used to own the Italian restaurant downtown too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this wasn't your
With-
interview questions, but you did this for a while.
I did.
Rosso's, right?
Rosso's, yeah.
Rosso's, yeah.
Yep.
You did that for a while, and then you opened Rebel Bricks when?
We opened Rebel Bricks in 2013. Mm-hmm. Yep. I had a business partner at first.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then she decided she wanted to move to Portland. She's a city girl. She likes the city. So we bought her portion of it and ran it solo from there.
Yeah. How much did you love that store?
Oh, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It was so rad because I'm a giant kid. So I got to go and hunt out the coolest toys I could or bring back old toys that I loved as a kid and have them at the store. And then we had floor models of everything that we sold. So people could come in, play with the toys, test them out, see if they like them or not, and then buy them or don't. And I think my favorite part of the store, aside from meeting the people and hanging out and loving the community, was that we had toy tours. Did you ever get to go on a toy tour with me, Daniel?
I don't think so, no.
Toy tours were awesome because you could come in and say, hey, I'm shopping for my nephew. He's 7. I don't really know I don't know what he wants. And I would say, I know exactly what 7-year-old boys want. And I would take you through the whole store and show you all of the fun toys that a 7-year-old boy would love. Mm-hmm. And then you could go from there. So instead of shopping an entire store,
Yeah.
I would customize it to each person based on what they were looking for.
So when I first went into that store, I probably did get a tour. What toys would a 35-year-old man like?
And I said, hold on, let me show you. Follow me.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think one of my fondest memories of you at the store,
Oh, God, you going to tell everybody? Go ahead. It's all right. Go for it.
I still remember Shannon looking dismayed. You came in and you knew that I had floor models and you knew where to find them all. Mm-hmm. And you came in and grabbed a gun of sorts,
Yep.
a shooter.
Yep.
And I grabbed a shooter. And we both ran behind counters and and shelves. And then there's
Good for you.
Shannon. Oh yeah, we were having fun. And then his wife Shannon, Daniel, no.
She's the store owner.
Stop.
It's okay.
Stop. And I'm like, no, we do this all the time. It's fine. It's fine. But
And Shannon's like, how often do you come in here, Daniel?
Not a lot.
it's just fun.
It was a good
Enough to
story.
know where all the weapons are at.
We always knew where the weapons were
Yeah.
and the ammo.
Yeah. Michael knows me well enough to know that I like guns and I like ammo. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah, even if they're toys. And so just shooting back and forth, it's just a fun story. You just had cool toys.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed going in there.
Yeah. Tell me about like the kids programs and stuff that you used to run out of there. Actually, let's back up. And as you told us, you had, a pretty hectic childhood, abusive. When did you start to like realize that you wanted to give back and you wanted to make a difference?
I've always wanted to. As a young adult, I couldn't figure out how to because I was still stuck in that weird abusive cycle. So when Arthur was a year and a half old, I was like, this is stupid. And I had gone through some counseling before, but that's really when I was like, I don't like this person. This isn't me. I was a yeller. Can you believe that?
No.
I was an angry, bitter person who yelled a lot.
Oh, weird.
I know, it doesn't seem like me at all. So I started going through counseling, and that was frowned upon by my son's father. And I just continued to better myself. And that's when I started to figure out that I'm not the person who I was. So I just continued to work up. And in that time, I was like, okay, so how can I help other kids that are in situations like this, right? Well, and then I opened the toy store, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a cool way to give back and just be involved and talk to kids about not so much abuse, but just like be creative, be yourself. It's fine. Because I was a kid who couldn't be myself. Because if you were, you'd get in trouble.
Right.
And trouble meant abuse. So it's taken years and years and years to find the best place for me and the best way to do that. But I honestly love where I'm at.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the kids programs then about that you used to run at Rebel Bricks.
Well, I still do them, just in a different capacity. So at Rebel Bricks, we had kids parties, obviously. So our weekends were booked solid.
All the time.
All the time. And we booked them as close as 15 minutes apart.
Wow.
So it was one party out, clean it up, one party in. Like we had 4 or 5 a day through the weekends. And we were open 7 days a week. So it was crazy. So that was fun. And then we also were contracted by RCC, the Girl Scouts, Medford, Ashland, Central Point to do Lego engineering camps, which are my jam because I build Lego for competition competitively as well as just for funsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great.
And you're still doing that.
I am still contracted by Central Point. COVID has shut down a lot of the other programs, but Central Point has done everything in their power to keep me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then unfortunately you shut down Rebel Bricks.
Yes.
And then you got in with Hidden Valley High School.
The Josephine County Foundation.
Well, which is technically not the high school, correct?
It is not.
Yeah.
But I had an office at the high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So before I even closed the store, I had that position. And they were awesome. I did my interview and they said, okay, when can you start? And I said, I have a whole summer lined up of these camps that I do in all these other cities, blah, blah, blah. I can't start until September. Mm-hmm. And I was hired in April.
Wow.
And they said, oh. And I said, I'd love to work for you. I think it's a great opportunity, but I can't honestly start until September 1st. And they waited. They said, hey, if you could do some part-time work for us throughout the summer as you can, that'd be great. So I did. I would check on life jacket stations. I'd go to the office and do some little things, but primarily it was the camps because I run summer camps Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with 20 kids each. Mm-hmm. So they waited. Yeah. I started in September. I was there for 2.5 years unofficially.
Yeah. And what was your primary role with them, and what were you doing?
Program manager. I was the program manager, and that entailed basically running the organization with the youth. So it's a youth-led organization. They hold officer positions, board positions, and they run a business basically.
So all the kids learn how to run businesses and leadership and teamwork and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of the point.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and like FBLA or?
So FBLA works very closely with the Josephine County Foundation out at Hidden Valley. So a lot of the youth who do the Josephine County Foundation also do FBLA. So for instance, if they are doing a public speaking event, then we're teaching them, we're doing that stuff through Josephine County Foundation, and we will help cover the fees for FBLA so that they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And then you're awfully quiet today, by the way.
I'm just listening.
And then tell me what you're doing now, because you're at Project Youth Plus.
I am.
Which just renovated a building on 7th Street.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, the old Rogue River Florist. And there was some stuff upstairs too, right, that you guys took over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very cool building. I have a lovely cubicle there, if you haven't seen it.
I have not, unfortunately.
I have the most colorful, I know that's shocking to you.
You have a Lego purse.
Yeah.
Bring me your Lego purse. We need to show the people. Look at this Lego purse, people. It's a Lego block.
It's
fashionable.
It's very
setting a trend.
That's right. It's very Misty, which is very awesome. So
it is a very Misty purse.
Yeah, you got this for $2
at the Goodwill.
At the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Some poor child probably, like their parent probably threw it away.
Probably because it has a tiny chip in it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's okay.
No, it's worth it.
It's worth
$2.
$2.
Look, and it's already got a chip. I don't even have to worry about damaging it.
You're a trip. Sorry. Back to Project Youth Plus.
So
colorful office.
Colorful cubicle. Yeah, it's awesome. So the office is great. The people are amazing, which I love. I feel like I've been there forever, and I have just started there 2 months ago. So my position is a career coach, which means if you are between 16 and 24 and you're out of school, then I either say, hey, Daniel, what do you need? And, oh, you know what? I need my GED. I want a job or whatever. And then we plug you in wherever you need to be. So we have GED classes on site 2 days a week, 3 sessions each. And we plug each youth into whichever one suits them best, with the personalities, with the curriculum, wherever. And then if you needed a job, I can hook you up with, we work through WorkSource. They're one of our partners. So I work with you, WorkSource, or I can say, hey, what do you want to do? Hey, I want to be an electrician. Hey, you know what? We have a great VOTEC program for that, pre-trades. Yeah, so we just
hook these kids up. And,
and then we work on together. They do career coaching, which they meet with me once a week typically. And we go over resume building and interview, like mock interviews, and I mean, whatever help they need, we walk them through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, it's a needed thing.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot about how awesome Grants Pass is and Josephine County is on this. But I mean, we have our issues just like anybody else does, you know? And I think, in my experience, or at least what I've witnessed here, is that there's a big problem with homeless youth and children who just grow, are born into bad homes, which is unfortunate. It
is.
What do you think? I'll preface this by saying there's a lot of people that work on this type of stuff here in this town. Like, you're not the only champion of this, obviously.
Right.
But, I mean, you're a great champion for it. But what do you think needs to be done to kind of help these kids? Or
I think, honestly, the best way to help kids is to get to the root of the issue. I mean, it's the same as anything. You can always put a Band-Aid on something, but if you don't deal with the root of the issue, it's never going to be solved. So I feel like a lot of it honestly boils down to the drug problem that we have. That's what my parents' issue that was. That's what I see a lot of is, hey, parents are choosing this over their kids, or sometimes it's not that, but I think a lot of times that's the root. And then parents don't force their kids to go to school. They want to be their friend because that's the lifestyle they're in. And it just doesn't work out to be a friend over a parent. So I'm working with some youth that haven't been in school since 3rd grade. I'm working with youth who haven't been to school since 6th grade. And they're now adults and they need their GED, but they're still at a 3rd grade level. It's like, how do you combat this? It's really unfortunate. And we work with a lot of homeless teens and we partner with Maslow. So we'll call Maslow and get them situated where they need to be, or Hearts with a Mission, but not every option is the right option for each youth. So I think it's figuring out the root
The root of the cause.
The root of the issue. Yeah.
Just need some better parents, man. Just
Unfortunately, that's it.
Jeez.
Why did you bring me in here for a heavy conversation? I thought we were going to have
It's like this got deep.
No, it is.
No, but it's a serious conversation.
It is.
And, you know, we're based about our community, and
Yeah.
it's a big thing in the community.
It is.
And, yeah.
That's the point. I mean, the point of this, we do have an awesome community.
Oh, we do. I love it.
Yeah. I truly think the best part about this community, other than it's pure beauty and all the cool stuff that we have here, is that we do have people who are dedicated to trying to make it an even better place than it already is.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people.
One of the other things that I actually told one of my youth who are stuck where I was, right, in this cycle of abuse. And I don't think this youth is abusive. I think that his words were, I'm going to call him Sam, just to have a name to it, right? So Sam says, and I said, hey, and he's like, well, I killed the old Sam because people took advantage of him. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel that, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, I get that. I get it. But here's the deal. You're stuck in this circle. This is your life. And all you're seeing is these people in this circle. Mm-hmm. And the majority of the world is not the circle, right? This circle doesn't want you to succeed because then you're better than them. This circle is always going to have drama. They've always got some bullshit going on that they're going to drag you back in. And as soon as you feel like you're out, they're going to drag you back in. Mm-hmm. This circle out here, the rest of the world, they want you to succeed. So I told them, I said, I was in this circle, right? Sucky place to be because it's always stressful and there's nothing good. It's all negative. But once you get out, I said, my friends want to see me succeed and they'll push me up the ladder before themselves. That's the way the real world is most of the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every city, every place has their circles of negativity.
I've been caught in a couple circles in my lifetime, even as an adult.
Right.
Just not as a kid, you know?
Yeah. I think everybody gets sucked in and then it takes time to figure out that's where you are. And then you're like, oh, snap.
Yep.
I got to get out of here. Mm-hmm. But I think the majority is great.
Yeah. Well, that's that rule, right? That you are the same as the 5 people you spend the most time with. Mm-hmm. That's that circle rule, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why they say to hang out with people more successful than you.
That's right. Yeah. No, we just talked to Scott Davis just a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. He owns Steam Distillery and Property Management Group. And he was talking about this. I've never heard of this before, but the rule of 33, like 33% of the people are above you and do better than you. Or like those are the people you are aspiring to. Mm-hmm. And then 33% of the people are in your circle, that they're all equals, we'll call them. Yeah. And then there's the 33% below you that it's your job to bring them up to where you are. And it's kind of a neat.
Yeah. That's a good, I like that.
The rule of law of 33, rule of 33.
I think you said rule of 33.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. But it's kind of a neat,
definitely inspiring take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's when he was talking about it last week. That's you are who I thought of at that time, because I mean, you're always trying to bring people up, So
Yeah.
With that being said, who inspires you?
Oh man, I have so many. So Nick is always inspiring. Of course, he's always pushing me to be better, and not that he thinks that I am not good. But
Nick, jerk.
No, he's always pushing me to do better and to grow. Mm-hmm. And so is my friend Anna. My Anna. She's my travel buddy. I call her my Frant.
Your Frant.
Mm-hmm. She's my friend, and she's dating my uncle.
Oh, she's your aunt.
She's like my aunt, but
That's Grant's Pass for you.
she lives in Portland.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
We might want to edit that part out. No, I'm just kidding. No, keep it.
So Anna's rad. So if ever I am struggling in life, I can always call Anna, and she's always positive and uplifting and inspirational.
Awesome.
Yeah, she talks me down off the ledge.
Off the ledge. Yeah, no, you got to have those people in your life, right?
Yeah.
So I got a handful of those people too. I wouldn't even call it a handful. There's like 3 or 4 people maybe.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And really, when you think about it, it's usually like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's like 3 people that I call.
Yeah.
Like if I need something or I have questions, like I need some wisdom or just anything, you know?
Yep.
So.
And that's what I love about Anna. She'll call me on my crap. If I'm wrong, she'll be like, well, sounds like you were being a jerk. Mm-hmm. Or she'll be like, I see where you're coming from. I get it, but... Or she'll be like, he's totally in the wrong.
Yeah. You always know it's real.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. She tells you what you need to hear.
She tells me what I need to hear, but also doesn't change her view of anybody else in a situation, right? And that's always the tough thing. Everybody has an issue with somebody at some point, right? So being able to talk to somebody and say, hey, I'm really upset. My sister was such a jerk. Well, if that person's friends with your sister, you don't want to change their view on that person. No, she can look at it objectively, still love everybody in the circle, but still be like, okay, well.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's all situational, right? It doesn't make that person a bad person. You just have a thing.
A thing, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
That's humans.
Yeah. Let's I'm gonna back up a little bit because you talked about Hearts with a Mission and a couple of other the Maslow Project. What are some of your favorite like nonprofits and stuff, people that you partner with?
Oh gosh. There are so many people doing such great things in the community. Joe's Place, which is pretty, a lot of people don't even know about them.
Yeah, we've heard their name a couple times here. In the podcast. Yeah.
Joe's Place is phenomenal. Darren runs it, and he just invites youth. He does big burgers on hot dog days, and he takes them on field trips. He'll take them to the snow, and he works with underprivileged and homeless youth. Yeah. But I don't even think he has he doesn't go through qualifications. It's just after school he's open. They can come if they want.
So is it like a youth like a place for people to hang out?
Yeah, youth. Yeah, they come, they play games. I call myself one of them because I volunteer and such sometimes, but they have like Christmas days. So he'll wrap gifts for them, and they're not just useless gifts because a lot of them are homeless. They're bags with blankets and socks and hand warmers and hygiene products and all the things that they could potentially need. Yeah, he does it. It's great.
I was not aware that they even did that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a coffee trailer.
No, he does so many cool things. Yeah.
What other unique what other
So there's Hearts with a Mission is phenomenal as well. They have an awesome facility.
Yeah.
I've found that I've heard a lot from both sides. Like I get youth that come out of there, and some of the youth that I mentor in there are sometimes they can be tough and they don't want to follow the rules of the house.
Like tough or just stubborn?
Tough, like stubborn.
Yeah.
Right? Like they just don't want to follow the rules. I'm like, well, yeah, but the rules are there for a reason. And if nobody follows the rules, then it's not really going to be a great place to live. So you got to follow the rules. But so Hearts with a Mission is phenomenal. Maslow Project is also rad. They do a lot to help the youth who are homeless to not be homeless.
No, they don't just collect stuff, right? Like I'm familiar with Maslow Project because they collect like items that people will need, clothes or things like that, but they do other stuff too, right?
Yeah, so I have a youth that I sent to them, and he was living in his car. They got him a hotel room for a certain amount of time. They've made sure that they've got clothes, food, whatever they need. And then JCF, of course, also does a food program. They have a graduation assistance program, as well as the FBLA foundation part of it.
Tons of resources.
Yeah.
The Hearts with a Mission, they have a superhero run coming up in March.
They do.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I told myself I was going to walk the 5K, and then the people I were with started running, and I'm like, well, fuck.
I guess I'm running.
Peer pressure never works out.
Not only am I running, but I'm going to beat them.
Yeah.
And I did. So.
I had a youth that I was... It's those long legs.
No, it's pure stupidity is what it was. So I couldn't walk for like 3 days. So
Oof.
yeah.
I had a youth who is a runner. He was track, and I was just mentoring him. Funny enough, he lives with us now.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that.
Okay. Yeah. So he says, "Hey, I'm doing the police run, right? That's done.
Run for the law.
Run for the law. Thank you. Do you want to do it?" Well, what he doesn't know is that I'm an asthmatic. And I was like, totally going to do it, right? Because I'm going to connect however I need to connect with these kids. And I'm like, yes, we're totally doing it. So my husband's like, shoot.
Yeah.
You, first off, are not a runner.
Yeah.
Second off, you haven't worked out in how long? Third, what? How far?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we're going to do it. So I signed us both up. I signed him up. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah.
So fast forward. So I go to train for this, and I take my idiot dog who tripped me before we even left the end of the street.
Yeah.
Threw my water jug,
Big dumb animal.
scraped, bruised myself to death. Well, yeah, you've met Rory.
Yeah.
She's such an idiot.
She's a Great Dane.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Big dopey, has to be touching you at all times. Great Dane. Anyway, so I was bruised up. I did not train.
Yeah.
I showed up to this run for the law untrained, going to run this 5K. We're walking the 5K, and I'm like walking fast. And finally, this kid runs ahead and runs back, runs ahead and runs back, and runs ahead and runs back. And finally, Nick looks at him and he goes, "Did Misty tell you that she's an asthmatic?"
Yeah.
And the kid goes, No. And Nick goes, "We're going to be in this for a long time. You should
Just go.
Probably just
Save
go.
yourself.
Just go." We get to the finish line and he's sitting there waiting for us, slow clapping.
Yeah. That's fun.
I made it.
I'm sure he appreciated you doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really cool that when you bought your house, you had that room downstairs in your daylight basement that you didn't know what to do. Did you fully turn it into like a legit apartment, or is it more just like a room?
It's more of a room.
Yeah.
And we had invited this youth. I'd already been mentoring him for some time, and we had invited him to move into the old house. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, it's fine. And he was kind of couch surfing. No, it's fine. All right, fine, that's fine. Just know we have space. Mm-hmm. So when we moved, he's like, well, I've got to find a place. I can't stay where I am anymore. And I've been looking. Things are expensive. And I was like, yeah, they are. And I said, we have an extra room at our new house. And he goes, I don't take handouts. And I said, huh, weird. Okay, cool. Totally get that. I wouldn't either. And I said, we're buying 5 acres. We're going to have somebody mow that lawn. Uh-huh. Probably could house whoever's mowing the lawn. And he goes, I could mow a lawn. And I was like, all right, cool. He's still never mown the lawn.
No?
No.
I was bragging about you the other day, like, oh, she like makes this kid do yard work. He doesn't live there for free.
Except he does.
Was I wrong?
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah, you were wrong.
It's never happened before.
He goes to school. He has a job, and that's ultimately the goal, is to get him on his feet, stable and ready to move on.
That's good. At least he's not just sitting in the basement playing video games.
Yeah, he's self-sufficient. He has a little fridge down there.
Nice.
He buys his own food, even though he's open to eat whatever's in the house. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we notice things are gone. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we notice we've gained weird food. What is this oat milk doing in the fridge? And we're like, I don't know, must be this, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
And then
oat milk. No oat milk at the King house.
Yeah.
No.
Weird things in the house. Oat milk showed up.
weird things.
Where's the nipple on an oat?
Yeah. Where's the nipple on an oat?
Is there milk in this?
Come on, Misty. You know both of our wives, and that's like...
I know. For us, at our house, we have milk.
Real milk.
Real milk.
Whole milk.
2%,
Okay.
and then a lactose free.
A lactose free.
My body doesn't like the lactose.
Yeah. No, but I think it's cool that you're helping this kid.
It's just what he needed. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. All right, Misty. So, what advice would you give people with all your wisdom and knowledge?
I think the best piece of advice people can get would be to not be afraid of growth.
Mm-hmm.
Growth is scary. It feels scary. It feels painful, but it's ultimately what you need in life to be better.
Everybody
for
does,
yourself. Yeah. And then also just be yourself. I spent so many years fitting into other people's expectations and boxes and who I should be and who I shouldn't be. And it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me too long to figure it out. I want people to learn that earlier.
Yeah.
Stop. Just be yourself. And if they don't like you,
It's too bad.
then they don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that about you, that you are uniquely yourself. Because those who know you really well know that you're a lot. You know,
I'm a lot.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, when we were prepping for this, but you're a lot. You have a lot of personality. You're out there. You know, you carry a Lego purse. You know, you got a shaved head. You're not normal.
No.
You know, which is
I don't want to be normal.
She's her normal.
Yeah, she's everything she needs to be, which is just super cool. Which is your advice. You know, just be yourself. You know, there's just a lot of people that just pretend to be. You know, and you're right. It's exhausting. Yeah. So yeah, and I love the never ending improvement thing. I mean, our first core principle for the Bufano home team is just it's called the Kaizen Principle. Okay. I mean, him and I, we put these core principles together, and that was the first one. And it's like the first one because we both saw it completely eye to eye on it. You know, and the Kaizen Principle is never ending improvement, always trying to get better and be better. Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Love it.
It's the best way to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. And then what's next for you? You've got this Project Youth Plus. You're only 2 months into it. Huh? What do you got going on? I know you have big dreams and you have big aspirations. You know, you talk about growth. What's next?
So I honestly would love to be. My goal is to be at Project Youth Plus. Mm-hmm. I never go into a job looking for the next one. Yeah. Because how do you grow that way?
Well, I'm not talking necessarily about like the next job, but like
in general.
Yeah, like if we're talking about Project Youth Plus, like where do you want to see that program go?
Oh my gosh.
That was incredibly loud. That was a car out on the street. I could hear that in my headset. Did you hear that?
Me too. Yeah, it wasn't even
Somebody
my car.
just stole your Mustang.
Right? Shoot.
It's not. That's it. That's a wrap. We gotta go.
I gotta get out there.
Yeah.
It's easy to find.
Yeah, it's green. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, Project Youth Plus is so incredible, and we are growing at such an amazing rate that I can see us helping a lot more youth in the future. I mean, just since I've been there in 2 months, I can see growth in youth. Yeah. Which is exactly why I want to be there. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do. To make a difference.
I mean, what are they doing to grow? Like, sorry, I have an itch on my leg here. Where are they going with?
So they've expanded programs. So we now have the GED program. The Career Build program that I'm part of is new within the last year and a half. Okay. And now we have 4 career coaches, 2 in Grants Pass, 2 in Medford. I mean, the GED class has blown up in the last 2 months too. Mm-hmm. We've just opened that building and it is nonstop. We have people in and out of there all day, every day.
What are they doing for like advertising and stuff?
We have advisors in schools as well. So once they're in school, they work with the in-school advisors. And then when they leave school, they can come to us. Yeah. Yeah. We have IDA programs. We have the career coaches. We have in-school advisors. We have whatever it takes. It's the old college dreams. So so you've heard of College Dreams. Yeah. Project Youth Plus is the same thing. We've just changed our names because we've grown so much and we offer so much more.
Than just college dreams. Right. Not many people dreaming to go to college right now. Student debt. Woo!
Yeah.
Where do they get funding from?
We write a lot of grants.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so many grants. So they have, I think there's some state funding that we've gotten. I'm not on the grant write team, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that they write a lot of grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always curious about how that works. Like where all that, you have all these people and they're all paid.
Yeah.
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 So there must be a lot of money out there for stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There is.
Definitely.
And then when you write grants, so my old job, I wrote a lot of grants.
Mm-hmm.
It's very specific. So grants are very specifically allotted.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know a lot about grants.
Not at all. You wrote some grants too.
I
Michael,
wrote a
today.
grant.
Yeah. What was that for?
Our old gym, Eternia.
Yeah.
And we had an athletic foundation for kids.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
There's money out there for
There's
it.
money out there.
Yeah, that's cool. We should be spending more money on kids.
Yeah.
Especially kids who are underprivileged.
Yeah.
And don't have, born into the wrong situation or whatever. So.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's cool. Bucket list items for you?
I want to travel.
Travel?
Yes.
That's like everybody's answer.
Why not? Well, I don't know. Not for me right now.
No?
I have no ambition of traveling.
Yeah. Well, probably just,
I love
is that COVID related or is that just?
Yeah. Well, one, I did a lot of traveling in my youth.
Right.
But yeah, now it's just COVID. I just don't. Not that I'm afraid of getting COVID. I'm just afraid of getting stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest fear.
It's just more adventure.
Just go someplace
I know, right?
badass.
Yeah, right. Hey, Daniel, can you cover all my deals? I'm not going to be back for 14 days.
14 days, that's it?
Just more adventure. That's all.
that.
You just look at the positive side, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I get 14 more days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your number one location?
I want to go to France.
Why?
I've just always wanted to go there.
You've never been there?
Nope.
Any place specific in France?
Nope.
No.
I mean, I'd like to see the catacombs. Of course, everybody wants to see the Eiffel Tower. But they have, Titus wants to go see Normandy, of course.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Titus is a World War II kid.
Oh, yeah. He's about to be a World War III kid if we don't watch out.
Right.
So
You didn't know that he loves World War II?
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
I bought him a World War II helmet once.
Yeah, I know. When we bought your house, the guy gave him a bunch of patches and cool
that's right.
stuff from World War II. Yeah.
Well, I bought him a World War II helmet, and I brought it home, and I was so excited, right? I was like, "Look, I bought you this World War II helmet," and Titus goes, "Korean War."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "No, look," and he's like, "The lip on the edge is wrong." It's like, "What the? You didn't even touch it." He's like, "Yeah, it's Korean War. I'll put it over here." Like, what?
Asshole.
Kinda. We took him to the best World War II museum in the U.S., which is in New Orleans.
Okay.
We took a whole summer vacation there, stayed for over a week, 2 days in this museum that's fully immersive. It's an amazing museum. We leave, and I was like, how amazing was that? And then there's Titus. Well, I learned one thing. We were here for 2 days at this museum, and you learned one thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how much of a nerd he is.
Oh, he knows it all.
He knows a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's a huge.
He wasn't like correcting their timelines and stuff like that on other.
Oh, he'd be like, well, he would elaborate on it. Like, I would go and I'd be like, what? They sent these dummies down in parachutes? He's like, you didn't know. Actually, what happened was.
real shitty about it.
Wow, why did I travel here?
Yeah. My dad's a big World War II nerd, but
It's fun.
he knows a lot about it too. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so.
No, Michael spent a bunch of time in France in his youth.
My youth, my early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
We lived in Rouen.
Ooh,
So just south of Paris. But yeah.
very cool.
Hit up him for some tips, some
I don't know,
pointers.
that was 94.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
That was
90 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Jesus, bro. God, you're better than you. You look a lot younger than you are.
Thank
Wow,
you.
you look great for your age.
I
Yeah.
do.
You do look good for
I
your
mean, I'm
age.
going to be 50 this year. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
that.
You're still strong as an ox.
Yeah. Well,
Half of an ox.
half an ox.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's rad, Misty. I'm glad you did this. It's good to know a little about you, and I hope that people start to realize that there are some pretty cool programs out there if they didn't already know about it, and that there are some big time champions in this community that are out there trying to make a difference. And
There's
you're one
some
of them.
great ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some more on here too as well. So yeah.
Totally.
Ready?
Send it.
Send it.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hometown Hustle Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. And for more information or to connect with Daniel and Michael, check out www.hometownhustlepodcast.com. We'll see you next time.